Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And this is a shout out to Jarko. Jarko sent me this information, which is very interesting. It's actually talking about small business in South Africa. And we know that the policies of the ANC government include some incredibly discriminatory things like BEE and triple BEE, and so we can carry on. I mean, it just goes on forever. But the government is now developing legislation that will bar foreign nationals from operating in certain sectors of the economy, a key member of President Cyril Ramaphosa's cabinet revealed this week. Now, what we're talking about here is largely Nigerian and Somalian people who've come into South Africa and set up businesses, mainly in the townships or in some areas like Jeppes Town and so on. And the local blacks have been complaining, suggesting that they have stolen the jobs and they're foreign and they're trading illegally. Now, the reason they've created these businesses is because they work hard. And the common complaint by the people from north of the South African border is that the local Africans are lazy. Yeah, are lazy. And they don't want to work. So that's what the foreign Africans are saying about the local Africans. Let's anyway read what is going on here with this story. Justice and Correctional Services Minister Ronald Lamola told a fundraising gala dinner hosted by the Kgalema Motlani Foundation on Thursday night that his small business development counterpart, Kumudzu Ntshavheni, was developing legislation in relation to foreign nationals doing business in South Africa. Lamola said, "The minister is also developing legislation in relation to foreign nationals doing business in our country. Which sectors of the economy can they play in, and where and how? That is the kind of legislation she is busy with, and we are hoping that soon it'll be released for public engagement." He said the reality was that foreign nationals were needed in certain sectors of the economy for it to grow. He went on to say, the legislation will also have to cover and be realistic to such kind of dynamics, because we are not going to wake up and have a massive deportation of Zimbabweans, Mozambicans, and Lesotho nationals. He said, we need to put in place legislation that will be able to set aside and strike a clear balance that will help us still grow the economy for the benefit of everyone in South Africa, but still be able to say there are sectors that we need to regulate and be clearly stated that no foreign national can run this kind of business. Lamola denied that this was protectionism. He said, because South Africa is the most industrialized economy on the continent, we are going to be the biggest beneficiaries of the Africa Free Trade Agreement. We don't have the luxury of closing our borders altogether. Now, what could be more discriminatory than actually excluding these foreign Africans from, let's say, for example, opening up a panel beaters or whatever it might be? You know, it is quite extraordinary they're doing this. It's like an extension of BEE where you're protecting the local Africans. But the problem is, it comes back to what the foreign Africans say, and that is that the local Africans are lazy. So it's unlikely that those businesses will be created. Lamola also spoke of the challenges he has been battling since his appointment. He said, what we are grappling with is that those who have looted the state did not just loot money for the business of houses at Eskom or anywhere. They have also looted the money that is supposed to prosecute them. Do you get that? Lamola said the National Prosecuting Authority, or NPA, had a vacancy rate of 20% and hadn't been recruiting for the past 5 years. Everyone is now crying, asking why the NPA is not prosecuting people who have looted money when there is evidence all over. The schools have been hounded out of the NPA. Lamola said this was why the NPA had to rebuild itself and get the necessary skills, but promised that his department was helping it and providing the necessary support. He said the sophisticated crimes committed by people who looted the state required skilled prosecutors, and that Director General Vusi Madonsela was working very hard with the National Treasury so that the NPA could recruit people who could help with prosecuting sophisticated crimes. Lamola completed by saying, "We also need the sophisticated hands of professionals to undo state capture. How are you going to prosecute Steinhoff without sophisticated professionals? How are you going to prosecute issues relating to Eskom? You're talking about billions of rands that have been stolen in a very sophisticated way. You need the same measures of skill to prosecute sophisticated thieves." Well, there you have it. Not only have the ANC looted the state-owned enterprises, but they've completely run the NPA into the ground when it comes to funding, which means that they cannot go after the looters. That, you've got to admit, that's genius. That's really covering your backside, isn't it? So, South Africa remains a corrupt government. That's how easy it is. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video, and above all, stay safe.